off. It's Monday, October 18th. Ermanni and Edwards here, the bottom line on Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, my good friend. Good afternoon to you, sir.
What's up, buddy?
You, baby.
Feeling good, man. Get some good energy. Going to start off Monday the right way. We're going to come out with a bang, unlike the Detroit Lions. But, hey, we're here.
Tom Mazaway is here as well.
What up, fellas?
What's going on, Maz?
Let's do it. Another Blue Monday. Let's do it.
Maz, how you feeling today?
I feel great.
Good.
Hey.
You look good.
Great baseball.
Atlanta Braves
Great
pullover.
baseball.
I appreciate the pullover. You know that was my childhood team.
I do.
Go
Fulton
Braves.
County,
2-0, baby.
We've got Art in the house. We got Fish here today.
Easy.
Our boy Easy E is the technical director
Easy's
today.
in the booth today.
What's up, Easy? That's what's up, my friend.
Let's get it easy.
Easy, you're not nervous today, right? You got a little slightly.
Little
okay. That's okay. We look.
Hey.
What a great
Hey.
team we got here
We
today.
got you.
We got this.
You got this.
All right, good.
Let's get the rocking and rolling, man. Last night, sports, another great night, man.
It's one of those times of the year which is so awesome. And, you know, Michigan was off this weekend. Michigan State got a win. We'll get into some college football. But, you know, you look around the NFL, there's some great games. There's some great teams out there. And all I could think about watching football yesterday, specifically the Cowboys game yesterday, the Cowboys and the Patriots.
I'm going to tell you like this. I was legitimately sending a tweet after the Trayvon Diggs interception for a touchdown. I couldn't even finish to hit send before Mac Jones throws a 75-yard touchdown in response.
But when you know, the whole thing about watching games like that and teams like that is you just realize how far away you really are here in Detroit from having some type of legitimate professional football team.
You know, we talked about it, and you and I talked. Well, we texted this last night. You look at the Detroit Lions, okay? You make the excuse that they have so many people injured, which is true.
14.
They have the second most people
guys
injured in the NFL. Guess who has the most people injured in the NFL? It's the Baltimore Ravens at 16. Guess where the Baltimore Ravens are right now? They're number one in the they're tied for first place in the AFC. That's because they have a culture in place. They have a winning franchise, arguably the best franchise in terms of top to bottom, the best franchise. They have a special individual in Lamar Jackson. So, yes, they have that over us. But they don't make excuses. They find ways to win. They went and mocked the Los Angeles Chargers, who some say were the best team in the AFC. They mocked them like nobody's business, without a left tackle, without a right tackle, without running backs, without safeties, without Marcus Peters. They find ways to get it done. And Lamar Jackson didn't have a huge, an amazing game. He just made plays when he had to, just like the defense.
Let me say something about Mac Jones. That's a cool cat. Mm-hmm. That's a good. You see him sitting on the bench after he throws the pick six to Diggs. You see him sitting on the bench. He's got his surface. He's looking to see, okay, he did this, he did this. He comes out on the very next play, and he does the double move. The guy does the double move, and he gets past Trayvon. And he hits him. And I know maybe he got lucky on that pass. That was a hell of a pass. The kid's got a lot of cojones.
I will give you the fact that he's very cool. You did see him on that bench, and nothing wavers him. He did have that same, like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady are of the same essence.
They look the same, man.
They don't get bothered. They don't get flustered. But let's not give Mac Jones too much credit. Before that 70-yard pass, he only had 101 yards passing.
Against a good team.
And 101 yards passing, I can go out there and throw for 101 yards. And he had an interception. And the coverage was blown. Trayvon Diggs was in the position that he was supposed to be in. The safety, I don't know what the hell the safety was thinking or doing. That play shouldn't have happened. It did happen. But Mac Jones didn't have a game like a great game, so let's not go ahead and crown
Tony Romo blames Trayvon on that play.
It's not Trayvon. Trayvon's job is to go underneath the route in the corner, and the safety's job is to be over top. Like, that's what it was supposed to be. I mean, Tony Romo is the GOAT when it comes to being an analyst and the information that he provides. But I think it wasn't Trayvon's fault. It was number 11's fault.
Might have gotten that one wrong.
I was surprised when he said that.
Yeah, and it looked like, if you see it, right? I mean, it looked like
Diggs
is like, does the old emoji like, what are you doing? You screwed up the route.
To be honest, it was a bad, not a bad throw because obviously it worked out, but it was a bad read. And I did hear Tony Romo say this: I wouldn't have went there with the ball. So that was a heck of a gutsy pass by Mac Jones, but it wasn't a good decision, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, you know, one thing that hasn't worked out so far has been Jared Goff here in Detroit, and quite frankly, you know, it's funny because every Monday we come here, right, and I'll just speak out loud, my guts out loud. You know, I was here, and then I was here, and now I'm here, and then I was here, and now I'm here again. Like the roller coaster that is being a Detroit Lions fan or watching the Detroit Lions my whole life. This last 2 weeks kind of encompasses what it's like to be a Lions fan, because 7 days ago, Braylon, I kind of sat here and I talked about how great it was to see Dan Campbell cry at the podium last week. This was the greatest thing in the world. I'm so glad that the Lions head coach cares about losing as much as the fan base does.
Yeah.
And then they go out there yesterday and just lay an absolute turd
Couple of them
on the field at Ford Field. And you're like, what are you doing all week? Like, this wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs that they were playing. This wasn't the Bucks or the Rams.
The Bengals are good.
They're good.
Yeah.
I am the Woodward Sports biggest fan of the Cincinnati Bengals. Can we all agree on that?
Agreed.
If you want to be.
You like Joe Burrow, and you have talked about them from the beginning.
I am
will
the
give you
biggest
that.
Cincinnati Bengals because I love Joe Burrow. But they're not 36 points better than the Detroit Lions or whatever. I mean, Braylon, this is awful.
The problem is,
and it's only getting worse.
The problem is we made excuses all year, you know, and we talked about, oh, Dan Campbell cried, showed the emotion, so their team is going to rally around them. Oh, they almost beat the Ravens. Oh, they almost beat the Vikings. They made terrible mistakes in those games. Like, they made terrible mistakes in those games. They can't get anything going in the first half. Now we have another whole first half where they did not score a point. Another one. And then you go out there and you get whooped. We talked to Joy, and I actually had this conversation with Joy yesterday on our pregame show with the Riff. I said, how long before that defense collapses? Because you see the defense is playing, they're overachieving. Aaron Glenn has his defense overachieving, and they're playing really well. But they're not that type of defense like the 85 Bears. They're not a defense like the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. It's only for so long that they can maintain that pace and keep good teams and good offensive quarterbacks in check. How long before they get mad at the offense? How long before it crumbles and collapses? And yesterday you saw that collapse.
First game yesterday that they didn't compete. All right, so we'll count their 0-5. That might as well be 5-0 to us Lion fans, because we're always looking at the silver lining in a loss. You were happy last week, and they lost. We all were happy last week, but they lost. We were happy because they took the lead with 30 seconds to go. Our coach says, go for 2. Wow. They went for 2, and then they had 3 guys on the line of scrimmage, and the Vikings went 60 yards in 2 plays, kicked the game-winning field goal. Yesterday's the first day that they didn't compete. The defense, they were great. 7-0 until what? The last minute of the first half?
I scored
then
10
they kick a field goal and make it 10-0. But they're getting the ball back, and, of course, they go right down the field. I think it was 4th down and 5. And they go 45 yards for a touchdown. 4th and 5 from midfield almost.
But that's the attitude. But, see, that's the attitude that we give. That's the attitude that we have towards the Detroit Lions, the fan base, and you give them those passes. It's like, oh, we were happy because they competed last week. We were happy because they were in it in the Baltimore Ravens game. We were happy because they started off fast against the Green Bay Packers and were up at halftime again. But the bottom line is they lost. Mm-hmm. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have the whole emotional situation scenario with Dan Campbell, where on Sunday he gets choked up, he almost cries. You think that's going to be the rallying cry. And then you're staring 0-6 in the face. And then this is the product that you put on the field at 0-5. This is the product that you put on the field after you almost beat Minnesota. You come back home, you got your fan base, it's a home game, and you get drugged. They got dragged. I'm tired of making excuses for them.
He almost cried again yesterday at the end
He's too emotional.
of his presser.
He's too emotional. We need to play that. He's too emotional.
There you go. Dan Campbell disgusted yesterday. Here he is after the game.
You know what? More importantly, the focus wasn't there. And And I've said that, I told the team this, look, man, I'm going to look at everything. That's my job. But when you get whipped like that, that's on me. There's no other way around that. You know, of course we'll look at everything, but that's a reflection on me. That's a reflection on me. You don't play like that. We don't have a team that is, you know, a team is not 30-something points better than us. There's no way. And, you know, they did. They played well over there. But we didn't execute. We talked about tempo. We come out. We go penalty. We go MA on offense. I mean, what the heck? So we shot ourselves in the foot. We could not execute. We had some plays that were there to make. We didn't make them. You know, so it's brutal. It's on me.
You know what? It's not on you. Penalty is not on you. You didn't create the penalty. You didn't fumble. You didn't fumble the ball. You didn't throw the interception. Like, that's not on you. Stop apologizing for how your team played. We talked about MAs. We talked about self-inflicted negatives. And boy, did they have a bunch of them yesterday. He had something else that he said in the press conference that I found interesting. He said he said something about he didn't prepare the guys well this week. That's on him. He said, I didn't prepare the guys well this week. That's on me. You're 0-5. You cried on Sunday. How the hell didn't you prepare your guys? How the hell didn't you prepare your guys as you're staring 0-6 in the face? 0-6 is ugly. Like, 0-6 is really ugly. How didn't you prepare? Like, this confuses me. What are you doing?
Well, he's taking the hit for his team. That's why he's saying that.
But what I'm saying is, you cried on Sunday. You had all this time to prepare your team. If you want to take the hit, then I'm going to come at you since you want to take the hit. What? How didn't you prepare your team and you're 0-5? That's confusing.
How could your team come out so flat after that emotional press conference on Sunday? How does that even happen?
I'm telling you, it's a conundrum. I don't have the answer.
And they had most of their players. There wasn't a ton of guys extra out of that game. Penei Sewell actually had a decent game yesterday. A decent game. But that's it.
I think it's the start to something more. I think the Detroit Lions could be the first franchise to go 0-17.
No way.
We might have to start approaching that line of thinking.
Are they going to beat Matt Stafford next week?
No.
Are they going to beat Jalen Hurts?
Well, I don't want to go up and down the schedule. I think they'll win a couple games.
Well, I think it's definitely a possibility. I think if you look at how bad this football team is, and then you think about, like, how many people even care anymore? Seriously.
I know we're going to commercial. If that's your response game to almost beating the Vikings and to Dan Campbell really going to bat for you and really showing you the emotion on last Sunday, if that's your response game, then what the hell do you do after you just got drugged?
Yeah.
It's a great point, Braylon.
I got nothing.
You're going to hear what Dan Campbell has to say about Jared Goff. And Braylon mentioned it, you know. Oh, hello. Thank you for your effort. You get Matt Stafford and the LA Rams next week.
50 ball, easy.
We'll go
just
there
another
next.
game for Matt Stafford.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz from MyBookie.ag, our studio sponsors, and, of course, the people I entrust with my sports betting. Didn't have a great weekend this weekend, but I'm looking to get it back tonight. The Titans and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills have scored 35 points in 5 straight games. Braylon and I were talking about it. Only 2 other teams have done that, Bray. The Rams.
The greatest show on turf. And Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos
That's right.
that lost to the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
So Buffalo could be a tough out tonight with Tennessee. So you might want to get on mybookie.ag right now. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit all the way up to $1,000 for you. They'll double your first deposit if you use the promo code Woodward. Monday Night Football tonight. You also have Game 3 of the ALCS. Boston hosting the Houston Astros. Go Astros. Don't forget, if you got to bet anything, anytime, anywhere, you're going to do it with MyBookie. Problem gambling? Call 800-270-7117.
Yeah, look, I think, I will say this. I still don't feel like I don't feel like we can accurately judge him one way or another. I don't feel that way yet. Now, I will say this. I feel like he needs to step up more than he has. And I think he needs to help us, just like everybody else. And I think he's going to need to put a little bit of weight on his shoulders here, and it's time to step up, make some throws, and do some things.
Guys, there's no doubt about it. Look, Jared Goff has not been good for this football team, and that was Dan Campbell responding, a very calculated, measured response when he was asked about his quarterback, the former #1 overall pick, Jared Goff, just not doing what we thought he would do. You've got to, if you are devoid of talent, right? You have virtually no talent on this team. You got a couple of pieces. But your quarterback has to help you out a little bit. Can't be missing guys on 4th and 2. Can't be overthrowing guys who are wide open. Can't be checking down to players who have 2 and 3 guys. I mean it's just ridiculous what's going on right now.
It's going to be interesting, the conversation that Mark Brunell, quarterback coach for the Detroit Lions, has with Jared Goff this week. And is here breaking down film. I know Mark personally. I played with him with the New York Jets. Great guy. He knows film. He knows how to break it down. It's going to be interesting than watching film, because if you don't watch Lions games, then Jared Goff can trick you. If you just look at the stats, he's 91% QBR right now. You're like, okay, well, he's 91%. He's not that bad. But if you watch the games, he misses reads. He stares down receivers. He fumbles center quarterback exchange. He fumbles out in the open. He throws interceptions. He doesn't have the confidence. And I understand confidence is a real thing. Look at Tiki Barber when he was playing. You're a New York guy.
Yep.
Tiki Barber had a problem fumbling the ball. He didn't trust himself. But what did he do? He made an adjustment. He went back to the boards and said, you know what? I got to take the ball. And he started carrying like that. He made an adjustment. I'm tired of making excuses for him.
Tom Coughlin.
Why? He's a #1 overall pick. This is not a guy that you drafted in the 5th round that just so happened to get a big deal because he played some big games like Kirk Cousins. This is a #1 overall pick.
Here's the question, though, Braylon. What do you do with him?
Bench him.
Do you? And that's the question.
And that's another fault of the Detroit Lions. You went into the season with David Blau as your quarterback, as your backup quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I watched the Purdue games. I kind of liked him. He went back and forth with Elijah Sindelar a couple years back. He's not the guy that's going to come in after Jared Goff. They should have a plan. They should have had a plan in place. I'll give you one. His name is Cam Newton, and he's waiting for a phone call.
They had a guy. His name is Tim Boyle. They really liked Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle got hurt in the last game of the preseason. I'm not saying Tim Boyle's Cam Newton. I'm just saying he was a cheap plug to put in there. That's who they really wanted. He was going to make the team over.
I think the other problem, too, you're right. You're 100% right. Tim Boyle did actually look pretty decent in training camp and preseason. I think another thing, Ryan, and correct me if I'm wrong or just give a thought. When you're playing bad, but you are not worrying about being benched, that's an ugly spot to be in for a team, for a coach, because he's legitimately playing very bad.
Yeah.
But he's not worrying about being. Well, at least Stafford he could fight and be in games. He would make some throws, but he had Calvin Johnson. When you're playing bad, but you're not worrying about being benched, that spells disaster for the Lions.
They asked Campbell too. Would you ever think of benching? No, I'm not benching him.
Yeah,
no, I'm not. No.
And again, Maz, that is to me. Separate yourself from other Lions or other Lions regimes, right? Like I have for the last couple of weeks asked the question and pretty much made the statement: what separates these guys from Lions regimes of the past? What makes this one any different? Have you seen anything through 6 weeks that leads you to believe these guys are the ones to get it right? Because I'll tell you, and I know it's been a really short period of time. But is there any one of Brad Holmes' draft picks that you think is going to be an absolute can't-miss stud in the NFL? And look, Derek Barnes had a nice game this week. Penei Sewell has had a nice game before.
Okoro got hurt.
Okoro got hurt.
Okoro could have been the best one they've drafted, to be honest.
Again, 6 weeks is 6 weeks. But first of all, it was 2 weeks. Then it was 3 weeks. Then it was 4 weeks. 5 weeks. 6 weeks. Is there anybody
that turns
he
into
drafted?
17?
He traded for Trinity Benson who can't even dress on this team.
Wow.
Trinity Benson can't even make the active roster.
Tom Kennedy got the start yesterday over him. Not the start,
So
but made the team.
So is that in you threw away a draft pick for Trinity Benson? Is that an indication of poor scouting, poor decisions, like rookie GM? I mean, nothing that I see right now is like all that inspiring or anything that you can look at and be like, oh, man, I can't wait till year 2 or year 3 right now. Oh, man, these guys, you just wait for year 3. Jared Goff is going to have his wide receivers and Lions defense. Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. It's like I don't even care about this team anymore. They are useless to me right now. They're totally useless.
And before the Detroit Lions fan base tries to cancel us or tries to say we're going too hard on us or try to say they don't have the talent level or they have a lot of injuries, we're not even talking about the talent level. We're not talking about the guys that are on the team. We understand they have some shortcomings. We understand they have some injuries. We're just talking about things that you can control.
Seriously.
Who you draft is who you control. I mean, that's something in your control. Doesn't look like you guys have drafted well so far. You guys making plays, making penalties, like things like that, making the right calls as a head coach, making the wrong calls. Like, I don't think people look at that Baltimore Ravens rush on 14-19 and then a duplicate one in the Vikings game enough. That was a huge flub up, not to mention some other things. To your point, they look no different than anything we've seen before.
Well, they've got all these picks coming up when they traded Stafford, right?
Right.
You've got to wait those picks out. That's just then you'll know if these guys know what they're doing. It's just that simple. But you brought up something that gets to me, and we all talk about the ownership. We all laugh about the ownership. It's been I don't know how many years on sports radio, at least 30 years on sports radio that we've been hearing the Fords have to sell the team. You saw something in an owner's box that you didn't like to see yesterday.
Well, just like,
and it hit me, and I have to agree with you. You saw Chris Spielman, who we all love,
right,
and we all want him to really put his mark on this team. Hell, I wish he could play linebacker right now for us. But he's up there in the booth, and we see Rod Wood standing next to him.
It's just like, what's going on with this franchise? Who's in charge? Like who? I want to know what is the dynamic of the organization. Yeah. Like, is Sheila in charge? Does Sheila get her advice from Rod Wood? Does she get it from Chris Spielman? Does she get it from Brad Holmes?
Does she get it from Dan
Campbell? Like, does she get it from Brother Bill? I mean, what is the dynamic of this organization? It just kind of seems like you have this,
it just exists.
like this existence of people, and I don't really know the hierarchy of people. Like what is Chris Spielman's role? Like, does what he says goes? Does what Rod Wood says go? Brad Holmes, I want this guy. Like, who's in charge?
I don't think they know. I think just like as they're figuring out their players, figuring out their identity, the culture, I think they're figuring that out as well. They're 0-6. They don't know who to turn to. They don't know who's in charge. I mean, this is just my assumption. I don't know this for a fact. It just seems like they're just existing, and they're waiting for somebody to take charge. They're waiting for somebody to be the point person on what they should do managerial-wise as well and front office-wise.
It just leads me to believe, like, are you really serious about winning? It's so frustrating to watch this football team play. Ford Field, it's not a lion's den. It's like this, like.
You heard Chris Myers. He was with us on Friday. He said, I like Ford Field. He says, I wish it got louder for the Lions. I feel that the Lion fans aren't loud enough for the Lions.
It's dead inside.
It's a dead building. Look, the first time I went in that building, it was painted, it was brand new. It was pretty. They got the bricks and all. The end zones weren't even painted. You couldn't bring a sign in. If people tried to bring a sign in, or if you had a T-shirt, anything disparaging, again, they wouldn't let you. You had to take the T-shirt off. Right. You couldn't bring it's not the Silverdome. It was not the way the Silverdome had a home field advantage. You knew those end zones had the blue end zones. One had the NFC logo. The other one had the old Lions logo. Then little by little, they started doing it. They put stripes in the end zone. Then they wrote Detroit Lions. Then they finally painted the end zones. And the place is just, it's not it had the worst Wi-Fi. So what did they do 2 years ago? They rebuilt the Wi-Fi and the stereo system. It's a great system now. You're in there, you can at least figure out the games. But it doesn't get me excited. I don't want to hear another Lions first down when you're down 30. I don't want to hear it.
The first time I went to Ford Field, I believe, when did it open? 02?
Something like that.
I think it opened 01 or 02. I think I was a freshman or a sophomore in Michigan. My dad took me to a game. May have been the
2000, maybe.
2000 was Comerica. I think 2000 or 2001 was
2001. It was my freshman year in Michigan. My dad took me to the Thanksgiving game. And this is 20 years. Damn, I'm dating myself now. This is 20 years ago. Now you see, and I'm going to get back to that, you see the Mercedes-Benz stadiums, Allegiant. You see what they're doing now. I remember 20 years ago walking into Ford Field and being like, I like the glass, but this is boring.
Right.
Like, it was boring 20 years ago. Not only do they need to change the management, well, we'll see what management plays out with the draft picks that they got from the Los Angeles Rams. They got to get rid of that cheesy, like the family atmosphere and the forward down, like the what you just talked about, another Lions first down. It's just
forward
it's
down
just
the field.
I like our song, but when do you sing it?
That's cool, but you got to change some other things.
Bring in Mason to sing the song or something.
You remember how live the Palace was?
Forward down the field.
Do you remember how live the Palace was? Like when you walk in there, like the bar at the Palace and the clubs,
the whole
and
thing stinks.
The interactive experience.
The Silverdome was a phenomenal place. It was our crap hole, but it was a phenomenal atmosphere.
And to be honest with you, I don't even know what we're talking about now because
the
team sucks so bad. We're talking about how bad the stadium sucks now. How bad.
That's another Lions first down.
We're down 30. Oh my God, we're down 100. Guys, it's Lions and Rams this week. Gonna give you a little taste real quick, and Braylon's got something else for you.
Last thing I have to say, that 45-yard touchdown on 3rd and 5, when just
4th and 5.
4th and 5, excuse me. That 45-yard touchdown on 4th and 5, from the play call to the execution to Jamar Chase's block at the end of it, perfectly sums up the Detroit Lions.
Broke my spirit too. It broke my spirit.
We got Goff also.
I know. I gotta take a break.
I just wanted to tell you.
Please. You'll hear from Jared Goff next.
You gotta do.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Hey everybody, it's Matt for Legacy Partners Insurance. I've told you this before. Your insurance stinks. I guarantee it. Give them a try. Legacy Partners Insurance, an independent agent, a local agent that knows the local insurance market.
Now you know why I always keep your mic on. That's why I always keep your mic on.
Let me take this from the top. Call Legacy Partners Insurance. It's Tom Mazaway for Legacy Partners. Try them out. Give them a call. It's a free call. Let them try to beat your current insurance right now. 586-209-4106 or go to legacypartnersins.com/Woodward Sports. Fill out the little information they ask you. Let them run your insurance. Let them run your numbers. If you do, we'll enter you in a contest for a $50 gift card to Kroger. How about that? Just for giving them a try, you'll be in the entry for a $50 gift card for Kroger. Legacy Partners Insurance. Tell them Maz at Woodward Sports Center.
I think Rod will cut your microphone off.
I have been trying to keep an eye on the YouTube chat, and I think this is one of the things that frustrates me about Lions fans. Daniel Gray, we certainly appreciate you chatting with us here. But Daniel writes, the fact that you guys are judging a new management based on 6 games with the youngest, least talented team speaks more about your guys' intelligence as sportscasters than the Lions front office. Daniel, I'm sorry you feel that way. This is not just a natural progression. Just because you're new and you're young doesn't mean you automatically trend up and get it right. That doesn't mean that. this thing can go south and go south really fast. And you can get guys quitting on here. You can get you got a coach that really looks like he's a deer in headlights so many times throughout the game. How is that, my fault?
Hey, Daniel, I got something to tell you. I don't care what you think. I am breaking it down from what I see. I am not attacking this team, this regime. I'm not attacking young individuals. These are grown men getting paid. The head coach is getting paid. We brought him in because he said he knew what he was doing. We aren't just talking about, it's been 6 games. We prematurely are judging them. We are judging what we see. Dan Campbell has made bad decision after bad decision in games. He doesn't look like he understands what's going on. Jared Goff's a first-round pick. Not first round, a number 1 overall pick that is turning the ball over, doesn't look comfortable, making the wrong reads. Guys are jumping off sides continuously. Guys are getting penalties, and they're doing the same thing consistently. You judge individuals and coaches and players by them continuously making these same mistakes.
And no offense, Daniel, but if you make $30 million a year, I'm going to judge
34.
you. If you make $34 million a year, I'm going to judge
We're
you.
not talking about 12-year-olds or somebody's CYO coach.
Jared Goff.
This is the show.
He averaged 4 yards a reception yesterday. 4 yards.
This is the
And most
show.
of them at the end of the game when the Bengals were in just a prevent defense. They were shut out 27-0 at home to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bungles. That's what they used to be called until they finally put something together. Yeah, it took them a while, but guess what? They've been playoff teams before.
Playoffs?
They've been in the playoffs. They've been battling the Steelers all these years. They at least give it a shot. They've been in 2 Super Bowls. We're talking about a team that's done nothing in 60 years. I don't know, Dan. What do you want us to say about them?
And then we even pointed out the good, Mr. Daniel. We pointed out the good. We talked about what Aaron Glenn has.
There's no good.
No, technically there is. Aaron Glenn has had that defense playing. They're overachieving their plan. They're getting to the quarterback. They're averaging 3 sacks over the past 4 games. They're doing some good things on defense with people you don't even know who they are. So Aaron Glenn is doing a good job with that defense. They were playing a bend but don't break. I mean, I'm just looking at this. They held the Vikings to 6 points in the second half. They held the Bears to 10 points in the second half. They held the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, to 9 points in the second half. They held the 49ers to 10 points in the second half. The defense is doing some good things. But yesterday, that bend but don't break, that motto, it broke.
And Jared Goff was booed yesterday. The Detroit Lions were booed at home in that awesome stadium crowd.
How many people were there?
I don't know. I don't.
It was a sellout, right?
God bless him.
Yeah.
But Jared Goff responded afterwards to the boos.
I feel their frustration, man. These fans here deserve a lot better than what we've been giving them. So it's our job to do that, and there's frustrated people everywhere right now.
See that?
I got kids, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sounds
man.
like Cecil Fielder.
Like
Prince Fielder.
What's he gonna say? I'll tell you. I will evaluate Jared Goff.
Yeah,
he's been terrible. He's been on
what happened to him
on the youngest team in the NFL, where you need your veteran. And I know he's 26 years old or whatever, but he's been to a Super Bowl. Okay, he started for a Super Bowl team. He's won playoff games before.
6.
He's done this thing before. How you can come here and be so bad, not only like really bad, and I know the receivers don't get open a lot,
right?
But when they do, dude, you gotta hit them. You gotta find them. You can't be overthrowing guys that are wide open or throwing them at their feet or just not seeing them.
The Hawkinson miss was really really bad, and the 4th down play. Do you remember the 4th down play when he threw it out of bounds? You know why he threw it out of bounds?
Away.
You know why he did?
Because
he saw a flag.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, let me throw it away." What he forgot was, and then he remembered in the press conference. No, not a free play. He had to make the first down to make Cincy take that penalty.
Yeah.
Because they said, "No, we don't want the penalty. We'll just take the ball."
Forgot that they could decline.
He forgot.
A
He
defensive
admitted it.
penalty.
He admitted
the penalty. Yeah.
How do you forget that?
And it goes back. It goes back to what we're saying. It goes back to what we are saying. We are not attacking, individuals based on they're undermanned and all. How long are you going to make excuses, fans, for Jared Goff? Like, we are only assessing what we see. I watched the game just like Ryan watched the game, just like Maz, Easy, Fish, and you guys out there. Do your eyes tell you that Jared Goff is playing good?
Here you go. You want me to, Braylon? Do you want me to tell you where I think this organization feels very similar?
Please.
Jared Goff's still starting. Jared Goff is still starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Sit his ass on the bench.
Please.
Sit him. And you know what? I'm sorry you're going back to the LA Rams this week, but dude, you get 1 quarter to do something.
Yeah, but that's real.
You get 1 quarter to do something. Otherwise, you're out. I don't know why he's still playing. He's not doing anything to help you win the game. In fact,
he's hurting you.
He's hurting you. We always talk about game managers, right? Game managers don't do anything to beat you. They don't do anything to hurt you. They're not going to turn the ball over. They're going to play it safe. They're going to protect the football. This guy turns the ball over 2-3 times a game.
Yeah,
can't have it. You want to show me that you're different? Bench Jared Goff.
And this isn't the same, but it kind of gives you what I'm talking about. Early in the season, Ronald Jones was starting running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Was a starting guy out of USC. This is the guy that they went with. They didn't trust Leonard Fournette. They went with Ronald Jones. This is the choice that Bruce Arians made. He fumbled twice in the first game of the season. You haven't seen him since.
No.
If you're hurting the team, if you're not helping the team, this is the NFL, man. This is not some high school team where the coach, his son is the quarterback, and he's playing terrible. But it's his son. This is the NFL. Other guys on that team, they get paid. They want to win. They got families. They want to win some games. They want to potentially get to the playoffs. Jared Goff's not helping them do that. You got to bench him.
And Brett Holmes, look, forget about the draft class, okay? I do think it's semi-unfair to put those guys out there and evaluate them right now a little bit. But, like, you need to have picks. You're throwing your picks away for a guy that can't even suit up on this team in Trinity Benson. This is the worst receiving unit in the NFL, especially now that they're all injured.
Yeah,
the guy you traded for, the guy you threw a pick for, he can't even get dressed. That feels pretty similar to me.
It does, and like Daniel said, I mean, it is early in the regime. It's only been 6 games, but we really are only assessing what we've seen. It just doesn't seem like they are doing anything different than the past regimes have been doing.
I don't even care anymore. Seriously, dude. It's exhausting.
We got 11 more of these things. So.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
The sad part is we do care. Right. I mean, we just say that because it's a defense mechanism that we don't care. Or I'm going to be Lions free. You know what? Yesterday was great for me. We did the pregame show, and then luckily I have 3 beautiful daughters, and I was able to go to their homecoming pictures yesterday. So I'm listening to Dan Miller on the radio and Lomas on my way there. Time I got to the park, it was already 17-0. And I got out of the car, it was 24-0. Got back in the car, and Dan and Lomas were already talking about, I just don't know. I just don't see anything here. I mean, when your play-by-play voice and Lomas Brown, who is a Hall of Famer
legend
on your team, a guy that they have to say good things about you. When they don't have anything good to say, what do you want us to say? We're on a Monday. It's another Blue Monday. I've done these for 25 years. And you know what? In some way, sports radio, when the Lions lose, it's actually more fun because
it's much easier.
It's easy because when they win, or if they trick you and they get close, then you guys say, you guys are too hard on them. You're a bunch of blowhards. Where's your spirit? Why should I listen to you? Go Blue. Hey, do you remember Mel Gray? Hey, do you remember Barry Sanders? No, who cares? This is a football team that you have to watch every day, every Sunday. We're stuck with them. In a couple of weeks, they're going to have their bye. I look forward to it. The first weekend in November, back to the cider mill we go.
Before they go to that bye, they have to play a team with a quarterback that they're very familiar with, and that's Matt Stafford. Mark my words. Matt Stafford is going for 500 yards, and they're going to put 50 on the board.
Yeah, mark it. And the Rams, a 15.5-point favorite over the Lions. Matthew Stafford said this is just another game. And it probably is because many of these guys don't even – I mean, was he even teammates with half these dudes? Feels like a completely –
Listen, you really think he's going to put 50 up?
I wrote first of all, you watched the game yesterday, and the Rams' offense is much better than that. The defense is much better too. And they got to go out to Los Angeles after this demoralizing loss. Let me tell you like this. Matt Stafford is going to have a big game for a number of reasons. One, he doesn't know anybody on his Lions team, so it's not like he's buddies and he's going to go out there and buddy it up. He's going to destroy this team. All the hate, all the boos, all the frustrations here in Detroit. Oh, he remembers that. Just another game, my butt. Like when I left the Cleveland Browns and I went to the New York Jets, we played the Browns the following year.
Oh, man.
Everybody on that team, and talking about the Jets, they knew how much I hated Cleveland. They knew how much it meant to me. The offensive coordinator dialed up a bunch more plays for me. The offense, they were like, hey, we got you. We got you. If you get loose, we're going to block for you. That's the same thing that you're going to hear from Matt Stafford. Sean McVay is going to draw up play after play after play to stick it to the Lions. His wide receivers, we ain't dropping nothing. We got your back, Matt. His linemen, they are going to roll the D linemen of the Lions because he's like, we got you. They won't get to you. You remember that movie, Unnecessary Roughness? What did he tell Paul Blake? Follow me, Mr. Blake. They won't touch you. That's going to be the Los Angeles Rams next week. They are going to destroy the Lions.
Can you imagine Aaron Donald and those guys, what they're going to do to poor Jared Goff?
It's like
that's the other side of the team.
You ever see the?
He's a nice guy. Maybe Aaron Donald won't hit him that hard.
I feel terrible.
What was the sequel to The Silence of the Lambs? Remember that movie?
Red Dragon.
No.
Oh, Hannibal.
Remember when they throw that guy in that pig slaughter?
Man, yes.
And the minute he comes down, all them pigs come start eating away that guy.
He had trained them to eat human flesh.
That's what's going to happen to Jared Goff.
Good call.
That's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald going to be eating some pig next week. We'll be right back. Hermanni and Edward.
Forward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Ouch.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. The Pizza Pizza is a sizzling deal and fully loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, and bacon. Get a large Pizza Pizza for $16.99 at paparomanos.com.
Go to northwesterntech.edu, okay? Start a new career in an industry that's always essential. The heating and cooling business. Go to northwesterntech.edu for more information. Come out of school making $70,000 a year. northwesterntech.edu.
Whoops.
Hey guys, before we get into some college football top of the hour, I just want to quickly go around the NFL if I could, Braylon.
Let's do it.
And we kind of mentioned that Dallas Cowboys New England Patriots game. That was clearly the game of the week yesterday, the game of the day yesterday.
That might be the game of the year so far.
The excitement of it was fantastic.
Mike McCarthy is an idiot, and we'll talk about that more. And man, chill out. But with that being said, this is an interesting game by the Dallas Cowboys. Like I didn't know necessarily what to make of it because Dak Prescott has 4 touchdowns, 445 yards passing. And you're like, wow, that was a great game. But you see, they fumbled on the goal line. Terrible play. They fumbled on the goal line. He threw an interception. They let the Patriots, who Mac Jones didn't play particularly well. He didn't play bad, but he didn't play well. It's not like he was out there lighting it up. They hung in the game and actually had the lead. So I'm just kind of like, man, I'm trying to figure out what to make of it. And they held the running backs in check. But then when I looked at it, I said, you know what? That is the best win of Dak Prescott's career. He goes to New England, plays against Bill Belichick and his defensive mind in Gillette, in the cold, in prime time. They come back. He makes the plays. Dak Prescott, we never knew he was going to be this good. Dak started to have some yards passing before he got hurt last year. But Dak wasn't the best team on the Dallas Cowboys. It was Ezekiel Elliott. It was Trevor Lawrence. It was the left tackle. I can't think of his name. The left tackle, who's one of the best in the game. I can't believe I can't think of his name. Those were the best players on their team. He was a manager, kind of like Troy.
For the Cowboys?
Yes.
Okay.
Talking about last year. I'm talking about last year before he got hurt. He
Not Lyle Callens.
No, the left tackle.
Either way.
Tyler. Anyway, they were the best players. He was a manager, kind of like Troy Aikman was for those Super Bowl teams where Emmitt Smith was the best player, Michael Irvin was the best player, Larry Allen, Nate Newton. When you watch him yesterday, he is making the throws that he needs to make. He is making the decisions that he needs to make. He is making the plays when it's time to make the plays that he needs to make. Yesterday showed us a lot about Dak Prescott taking that next step to be an elite quarterback. Tell me a quarterback that's playing better than Dak Prescott right now, with the exception, obviously, of Tom Brady.
Kyler Murray right now.
Okay, in that case, then it's those four.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
He's stepped up to that next level.
Give me a thought on Kyler Murray. They go to Cleveland and win 37-14. I mean, what Arizona is doing right now as well.
He's front runner for MVP.
I mean, you've got
without their coach too.
Yeah, I mean, what Arizona is doing right now, guys, is really impressive. They're the only unbeaten team in the National Football League through 6 weeks. 6-0, the Arizona Cardinals.
And just got better because they had Zach Ertz. How do you give this team Zach Ertz? Listen, A.J. Green was a heck of a pickup by the Cardinals, because now when you double DeAndre Hopkins, how dare you leave A.J. Green one-on-one with these cornerbacks?
Christian Kirk's good too.
He's having his way.
Speed.
Christian Kirk. You got you have Chase Redmond at running back. James Conner was a good pickup from Pittsburgh. He's running with new life. Look at what J.J. Watt is doing on defense. He is showing up in the pass and run defense. This team is complete. They're 6-0. Time to put some respect on their name.
Give the the Las Vegas Raiders a lot of credit. They go on the road yesterday and beat a really good Denver Broncos team with all that turmoil, with all that adversity this week. John Gruden goes down. He resigns this week, and all the Raiders do.
Yeah.
I'll say Oakland for the rest of my life.
Vegas.
All the Vegas Raiders do is go on the road and win a football game in convincing fashion. 34-24 was the final, but that game wasn't even that close.
They're a really good ball club, and I don't think, people always, Vegas starts off hot and then they disappear, they falter. And I think that's what people thought were going to happen this year. They thought that 3-0 start was a front. That comeback win in overtime against Baltimore, it's okay, they're going to tank. They lose 2 games. Now that's the Vegas Raiders that I know. No, it's not. They're a good football team. Derek Carr is playing some good football. Like, the wide receivers are playing really good football. You even had a Josh Jacobs sighting yesterday. Mm-hmm. Henry Ruggs had 90 yards and a touchdown yesterday. Shout out to the Alabama Crimson Tide crew. They're playing well, and then on defense, they're getting it done. They're making plays when they have to. Oakland Raiders, that's still a very good division, man. You look at the Chargers, you look at the Broncos, and then you look at the Raiders.
The Green Bay
Chiefs.
Green Bay Packers go on the road and beat the Chicago Bears 24-14. The Packers, might I add,
5-1.
5-1.
Quietly.
Braylon, that's exactly what it is. Is that the quietest 5-1 team in the NFL right now? Maybe because they lost the opener, and you're like.
Here's the interesting thing about that, Maz. Watch this.
Who's my Super Bowl pick?
Oh, Green Bay Packers.
All right.
Here's the interesting thing about this. Be with me for a second on this one. Wouldn't it be amazing if at the end of the year, after everything that has happened with Green Bay, Matt LaFleur's, and Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers wins MVP and Matt LaFleur wins Coach of the Year, and it could happen.
How about this? So Aaron Rodgers scores the touchdown to seal it.
We'll show it to you
this week. And here's what he had to say regarding that.
Thompson runs. Aaron Rodgers is inside the pylon. Touchdown Packers. It's Rodgers running for the score.
Look at this now.
I still own you.
Here we go.
I still own you.
Now he gives it a final here.
Right on cue.
Check this. Look at that.
Look at that. I love it. I don't know, and I don't care for Aaron Rodgers.
15-3 against the Bears.
Yeah, I don't care for Aaron Rodgers at all. But I love that. I still own you.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Fans, listen up. You want to talk stuff? You want to talk some SH? You know what? We can talk it right back to you. I love it. It was a lady that said something, or it was a lady that said something disrespectful about Aaron Rodgers and blah, blah, blah. He gave it right back to her. I have no problem with it.
Yep.
I have absolutely no problem
Love
with it.
it.
And something else that's helping Green Bay, they have a two-head monster at running back now. They have Aaron Jones, and A.J. Dillon from Boston College is starting to play ball. That's going to be creepy once we get into November and December.
Final game I want to get to, guys. The Urban Meyer-led Jacksonville Jaguars got off the schneid.
No love for Lamar Jackson?
Well, we hit on that in the first. Yeah, we hit on that in the first. I'm already 3 minutes over, so I figured we'd hit on Uncle Herb. Uncle Herb stayed in London, did not fly back with the team. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He had some family things to attend to. But yeah, they're off the schneid. So Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jags get a win.
Hey, Panthers lost in overtime to the Vikes. Great comeback. Christian McCaffrey back on the IR, out in at least another 3 weeks.
Oof. How about Tua? 347 yesterday. He showed up. That was Tua's first game back for the Miami Dolphins. He had 347. Maybe there's something there.
I hope so.
We'll
see.
There's
something there.
He threw a bad interception, though.
Devontae Smith. It helps when you got,
Waddle.
Waddle. Jalen Smith is in
one of those Alabama guys.
He's in Philadelphia, yeah. Devontae Adams. Who did I say?
You said Devontae, but you meant Waddle. Yeah, you meant Waddle.
No, Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle. You said Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. Didn't I say that?
You might have.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Who knows?
Who cares? The hell with it.
Hell with it.
Guys, we got to take a break. Man, chill out next. Ermanni Network.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for Underdog Fantasy. You can bet it tonight. You can get a team together for Monday Night Football. You could even do one for the ALCS. Let me tell you about it. The NFL season is underway. So is Major League Baseball's playoffs. But you can go on Underdog Fantasy right now to win cash prizes through their slick mobile app and user-friendly site. You could join a league, draft a team in minutes. Plus, the folks on Underdog help you get started with a free $10 when you sign up and make the first deposit using the promo code WSN. So just visit UnderdogFantasy.com, the App Store, or the Google Play Store. Use WSN as your promo code. They'll give you a free $10 when you deposit $10. Don't forget, Underdog Fantasy promo code WSN.
All right, gang, here we go. It is a Monday afternoon in the city of Detroit. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. If you're listening on 93.5 The Roar, 99.1 or 94.7 HD2 FM, we certainly appreciate you. We are tape delayed on those radio stations, 6 to 8:30 p.m. You can also watch us live from 2 to 4 p.m. on YouTube, on Twitter. Of course, get us anywhere podcasts are found. We certainly appreciate all the participation here as we continue to grow on Woodward Sports Network. Guys, it is time for the segment that we appropriately call Man Chill Out.
You think it's funny?
Chill, buddy.
Pack your bags, get the hell off. Now, do you understand what you did?
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Exactly. We don't even know what that is, but it's all good. So here we go. I'll go first.
I'm going last.
You're going last today, Braylon. You go last.
I'm ready.
So here's the deal. Obviously, it's a huge win. We talked about it ad nauseum, the Dallas Cowboys over the New England Patriots. After the game, or when the touchdown, the walk-off touchdown occurred in
Dak
overtime.
the CD.
Yeah. You go up to the owner's booth, and you see Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones hugging, and they get a little too close. And here's the picture if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter.
It looks like incest.
It looks like they're kissing, like mouth-to-mouth kissing. Now, I understand.
Did they happen to turn at the same time?
Look, I understand how images can look. This was one of those images that they may have just caught out of context or something like that. But either way, it looked to be a little bit too close for comfort.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, yeah, there is when it's father and son. And they're making out like that.
Oh, okay.
It looks like they're making out. Yeah. So, just in case they're getting a little too close, father and son, I say to the Jones family, man, chill out.
They're too damn old for that.
Hey, look, I wish our owners kissed that way.
Who?
What?
I wish our owners.
Sheila and
Lions.
Martha?
I wish our Lions I wish we would see our Lions owners like you see Robert Kraft jumping up and down, like you see Jerry Jones up. In other words,
What's wrong with you, man?
In other words, what's the matter with you? I'm talking about.
What's wrong with you?
I'm talking about the freaking owners of these football teams.
I wish
at
they
least
would
they're-
Hey, man.
At least they're happy, is what I meant.
Hey, Maz.
Idiots.
Hey, Maz. In order to have a moment like that, you gotta win.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta win.
Gotta get a W.
Hey, I got one for you from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nail it.
From Saturday. You lost to Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, 31-26. Could have won the game, you didn't. But you fans turned out to be some real jerks. Check this out, man. This is a coach walking off the field in Knoxville after his team just beat your team, Tennessee. This is what you do? Throwing garbage at the coach, throwing water bottles, a mustard bottle hit the field, and of course, with 30 seconds go in the game, he's on the sidelines. Someone hits him with the freaking golf ball.
Terrible. I tell you like this.
What's the matter with you people?
You hit me with a golf ball, I'm coming in the stands and beat your ass. Like at the end of the day, your job is to come to the stadium, cheer or boo, say whatever you want to say from your seat, like a fan, and show some class. You hit me with a golf ball, it's on and popping.
You think the people at the big house, they always compare themselves to the big house.
Well, we got the best.
Neyland Stadium, 100,000 people. Best stadium, they're always saying. Checkerboard end zones. And you act like a bunch of animals. Are you
Sometimes I wish
kidding
we
me?
had a little bit of that, though.
Man, chill out, Tennessee fans. Grow up.
Grow up. And the best part about it was the one cop who was supposed to, or sheriff or whoever, was supposed to protect the coach. He saw that bottle coming. He was like, I'm out of here. He's like, I'm out of here.
He's like, oh, not me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here.
Where's the bat shield? You should have had the bat shield out there.
All right, Braylon.
I have been waiting all morning to do my man chill out. My man chill out is Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Yesterday, in the first quarter, 12 minutes left in the first quarter, in Gillette Stadium, playing against Bill Belichick and the Patriots, you decide to go for it on 4th and 1 on your own 30. On your own 30. 12 minutes left on your own 30. When you have a high-powered offense and a really good defense, what were you thinking? You know what happened after that? Oh yeah, Mac Jones went and scored a touchdown. You spotted them 7 at home with Bill Belichick as their coach. What are you doing? And then at the end of the game, with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, you have 3 timeouts. You're on the opposition's 33-yard line, excuse me. 4th and 1, 3 timeouts, and a 2-minute warning. And then you don't go for it when you should go for it. And guess what happened? You missed the field goal. Trayvon Diggs saved you with a pick 6. He saved you. If they would have lost that game, Mike McCarthy should have been fired. Because what's going to happen is he's going to do something dumb like that again. And you know why he's doing this thing? When he was in Green Bay, oh, you heard his name and Aaron Rodgers' name. He got credit. Aaron Rodgers got credit because there's no owner. Here, he's getting no credit for being 5-1 or 6-1. They're giving it all to Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, Dak Prescott, Trayvon Diggs, and of course, the head honcho, Jerry Jones. So you feel left out. So now you're trying to do some crazy thing like, hey, you know what? What if I call this right here and we get it? They'll say, you know what? That was a gutsy call. That was a great call by you, Mike McCarthy. You have the easiest job in the NFL. You got one of the best players in the NFL on offense. You got the best defensive player in the NFL in Trayvon Diggs. You got one of the best offensive coordinators. Your job is to put your headset on and act like you're doing something. You have the easiest job in the NFL. Don't F it up. Mike McCarthy, chill out.
He's one of the worst coaches. I mean,
Why do you think Green Bay fired him?
How does a guy like that get so many jobs? He just, I mean, is it because the talent that he has is so great that it's really hard to screw it up?
The reason why this went unnoticed for so long is because when he's doing these things in Green Bay, he was a bad coach in Green Bay in terms of making calls in right situations and trying to do dumb stuff. But the difference is you got one of the best quarterbacks in the last 30 years on your team. I guarantee you a lot of that stuff that Mike McCarthy sent in there, Aaron Rodgers was like, hell no, I ain't running that. But Aaron Rodgers is that good. Aaron Rodgers can save the Green Bay Packers from Mike McCarthy. Luckily, Dak is now at a level where I think he's going to start making some of those decisions. Mike McCarthy, don't mess it up. If they would have lost yesterday and I'm Jerry Jones, I would have ate the money and fired him.
Guys, we're about to start hour number 2 of the program. Want to get into some college football. Game time set for Michigan State in 2 weeks. Also, Spartans escape Bloomington with a win. Michigan had the bye. We'll get into some college football. New top 25 is out. Lots to get to.
And we got some fresh Dan Campbell sound. Some good stuff.
On a Monday, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 5-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, gang, if offense wins games, you know defense wins championships. Don't you want to be the championship defender of your home? Well, I know you do, so let Guardian Alarm help with that. They've been your local security experts for over 90 years, and 24/7 going to make you feel safe. Local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features that let you check in on your home. They control your lights, your temperature, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. And the number to call, it's very simple. Give them a call right now. 800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 800-STAY-OUT.
Get out of here.
Get out. We want
away.
you to stay out. That's right. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Guys, Michigan State with a win, 20-15 on the road at Bloomington on Saturday. By the way, game time out, Michigan State, October 30th, will be a noon kick on Fox. I love it.
That sucks.
I love it. Screw you, Maz.
I don't even know why Maz is upset.
I love it.
Maz goes to bed at 8. What are you upset about?
And this is not only great for guys like me that love the noon kick. This is great for the Michigan Wolverines. Look, this is a toss-up game.
No, it's not. Not after what I saw out of Michigan State against Indiana.
Fine, but however you want to do it. I mean, I think it would be a very tough to play a night game in East Lansing. I'm very happy about this noon game.
No, that's real. You know, when the lights come on at night, and then you're away, it also gives fans time to tailgate, turn up, get drunk, get louder. Since stadiums get louder, the energy is a little bit different. So that noon kickoff, to your point, it does, kind of help Michigan out.
It favors Michigan huge.
And then that's where they win. If you notice where Harbaugh beats Michigan State, it's in East Lansing.
And before you go, they're trying to help Michigan out here. Fox wants their big game.
It's a JV time.
Why do you say that?
Because it is.
Why?
Because there's no setup for it. People are barely done doing their grocery shopping and cutting their grass and stuff. You got to go run in and sit for a noon game.
I would
That's
prefer.
ridiculous.
I would prefer like watching. When
3:30, 4 o'clock at the earliest.
When you get these 8:15 games and it's Georgia and Alabama, or it's Clemson and Oklahoma, like that, it's dope when it's at night. You get to sit on the couch. You've had your day. You can nice and relax. It's nighttime. You get the atmosphere. You get the vibe. But to your point, if it was at home, I would really want it to be a night game and watch it home. But the fact that it's on the road, maybe it plays in Michigan.
But again, this is what Fox wants. They want their big game at noon following big noon kickoff. That's the model they've had for the last couple of years now, bringing back, making it cool to play football at noon again.
I think Chris and Brady are doing that game.
That's what Michigan, Ohio State is every year, noon now, ever since Fox bought the rights to the Big Ten. That's where they put the time slot. They are making a really...
I'm okay with that game at noon.
Why? Okay, then why not Michigan and Michigan State?
Because that game is on Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh.
Okay? Families are together. By that time on a Saturday afternoon, you're gassed. You're sitting down and you're going to watch. You just finished Black Friday. You did Saturday. You did all your chores. You did all your duties for your family. Now you get to sit down as a family and watch that game at noon. This is October, the day before Halloween. You don't need a new game. You don't need it.
Now I'm gonna give you.
Go ahead.
Now I'm gonna give you a player's point of view. I hate noon games.
You gotta wake up early.
I hate noon games because one, I never slept the night before the game. I would be up watching ESPN Classics. They always had really good games the night before, and they usually were showing a Michigan State game or a Michigan Ohio State game. You get a chance to see Woodson. You get a chance to see Desmond Howard. So I was always up late, and then you gotta turn around and wake up for team breakfast or the team meal at 7. Then you got to turn around and go get dressed, then come back for the team meeting. Then you go over to the stadium. Like, I don't wake up early. Like, my body doesn't wake up early. So I always preferred the 3:30 games, those noon games. I mean, I had some good ones, but I didn't prefer them.
So plenty of time to talk about the time of the game and that. Again, we can agree to disagree with that. I love the noon game. Gives you the rest of your day to kind of go about your business.
Let me ask you something.
Not if they lose.
You're a student there, right? Okay, you went out on Friday night. You had a good time. You want to go to a noon kickoff?
Here's my day.
How long do you think it's going to take to fill the student section at noon?
That's not my problem.
Yeah, I know. But if it was Ann Arbor, you'd be bitching.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. Because when I was in school, you want to know my routine when we were in school?
Talk to us, man. Talk to us.
This was the routine. You go out on Friday night. You stay up till 3, 4 in the morning.
Skeeps, Ricks.
Ridiculous. Ricks, of course. Dollar pitchers. How many pitchers can you get for $7?
The Hurricane
7
Fishbowl,
pitchers.
baby.
So you stay up till 3, 4 in the morning on Friday. You get a couple of hours of sleep. You wake up 7:30. By 8 o'clock, you're drinking. You got Campus Corner.
There you go. Right
couple of kegs delivered to the house. You're sitting there on the front lawn.
Stadium and State, baby.
Yep. You're sitting there on the front lawn. You got your kegs out there. You got your red Solo cup. You got
Beer
your
pong,
sandwiches. You got it all going
Frisbee,
on.
ball throwing.
From 8 to 11:15-ish. At 11:15,
right back where you were the night before.
11:15, you start thinking about walking over now. Then you walk over to the stadium. Now you're going down right in front of
Hoover.
Cliff Keen Arena.
There you go.
Hoover.
Yep.
It's just a flood of people. You walk in, you see the band. Noon kick. Okay, good. Game's over now. Now you're heading back. You go pick up a carryout from Spots.
Ooh.
You get some Spots wings. You get a Philly cheesesteak.
You're taking me back right now.
Then you go back to the house. You go back to the house. You got the 3:30 games. You watch the first half of the 3:30 games. You might get a slight nap in
Definitely.
second half 3:30 game, and then you're ready for the night
Then
game.
you get your
and
win.
to go back out and to go back to Rick's.
Okay.
So the noon game was the ideal game. You get a 3:30 game.
That was well done.
You get a 3:30 game there, your Mr. Spots is screwed.
You legitimately, I could envision everything you just said. I saw every walk. I saw Hoover. I saw Campus Corner on Stadium and State. I could taste the Spot wings and the Philly cheese and the hot wings. Good job by you, my friend.
And you're walking down Hoover in front of the intramural building. You see the one guy on his drums rapping to everybody that he sees.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's why I love the noon game.
All righty.
All right. You know
to
what?
each his own, right?
I think you might have sold Maz on that.
No, he didn't sell it.
Well, in terms of going as a student, he might have sold
To each his own, man.
Guys, Michigan State may or may not like this, what I'm about to say, but I feel like At 11:59 on Saturday, Ryan Ermanni, was legitimately thinking that Michigan was going to have a really, really tough time going into East Lansing and winning that football game. Just thought Kenneth Walker, Reed, Naylor, Thorne, going to be a little bit too much. They got a little bit too much skill for Michigan. And maybe, just maybe, it was going to be a lot more challenging than I thought to come out of there with a win.
By 12:45.
By 12:45, and certainly by 3:25. I felt real good about our chances going into East Lansing and win that football game. I think Indiana really kind of put the blueprint out there. I mean, you're rushing 4 or 5 guys. You're not letting Kenneth Walker get around the outside. You're not letting Reed and Naylor get behind you. I think the blueprint for Michigan to beat, and anybody else, by the way, to beat Michigan State was really well done on that field.
You ready for this?
Yes.
I wish Alex Mayer was here. Sits right there where Easy is sitting, so he can hear this clear as day. And I hope he's listening, because he's going to get in his feelings after I give this tape. He's going to get in his feelings. Nebraska gave Indiana the blueprint. Indiana just did it better. Answer me this question, Ryan Ermanni.
Yep.
Name me one player on Michigan State's defense. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Can't.
All year, they have been playing average on defense. You don't even know a name. You can't give me a name because they don't have anybody that has stepped up. Their defense is a basic defense. Now going to that offense. Peyton Thorne looks amazing when he's got a guy running for 190 yards, and then he can do whatever he wants. When you got to worry about Kenneth Walker running for 240, then you don't pay attention to the wide receivers. And Naylor and Reed are one-on-one. You're not going to stop Naylor and Reed one-on-one when Kenneth Walker is running for 240. Oh, but when you put 7 in the box and you stop Kenneth Walker and you make Peyton Thorne have to beat you with just the pass, he can't do it. I love Michigan's chances on October 30th because they're going to do it. And they don't have to put 7 in the box because they got Ojabo, because they got Aiden Hutchinson. They got a good defensive line. They don't have to add extra people in the box. And Daxton Hill is a potential first rounder in the secondary. Hey, Michigan State, y'all boys in trouble.
Couldn't they just have one bad game? And they still won.
But they did the same thing.
They still won.
No,
Nebraska.
A win is a win.
I'm not taking it away from them.
Nebraska did the same thing to them. And then Indiana, Mel Tucker, Indiana's not a good football team. So don't lie to your team like that. Indiana's not a good football team, and they played better than Nebraska did. They exposed what Nebraska exposed even more. Even more. If you pay attention to the success that they've had, it's when Kenneth Walker's running all over the place. Now you can play action, which brings everybody up, and you can do what you want with Naylor and Reed. And Reed is getting punt return because he's a really good punt returner as well.
Keep talking.
Just look at you guys.
Oh man.
Hey, let's play Mel Tucker talking to his team after that.
Can we wait to a break and do it?
After that big win against Indiana, sure, we'll play it coming back in.
Back in.
Yeah,
Mel Tucker.
Big win over Indiana.
That was a big win.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, you'll hear what the next LSU coach has to say about this one coming in. We'll do that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Forward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
All right, gang, we want to let you know about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. We like simple stuff, like football 5 days a week, that good stuff. And today is the 5th of 5 days in a row, by the way. Maz, it works better when the mic is on. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in, sit down. Before
I can't help it. That arm had me down.
Walk in, sign in, sit down. And before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Get to Lady Jane's. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
Okay, we can go a long way. Okay, we can go a long way. We just keep staying with the process and we just keep chopping. We can keep chopping. Because that's a good football team over there. Okay, that's not a slouch football team. Okay? It was their homecoming. We came in here. We beat them. Okay? And we got the brass platoon, baby!
Can't wait till he takes off for LSU.
Exactly. Listen, I have no problem with Mel Tucker getting his guys hyped because at the end of the day, you want to win by any means necessary. They're undefeated. They stay undefeated. So I agree with him. It's a good win because a win is a win. But don't say that's a good football team. No, Indiana's not a good football team.
Keep chopping.
Indiana's not a good football team. So don't lie on camera to your team. I like the fact that you accept the win, but don't lie to Michigan State. They're not a good
Why is he
football
going to LSU? Tell me that.
Why? How could he not?
Why is he going to go to LSU?
I don't know. He hasn't stayed anywhere, more than 2 years?
He's staying, man.
You think he's staying there?
Tuck's coming.
Maybe.
That's what they tell me.
Tuck's going.
Tuck's going.
Tuck ain't coming. He's going.
He did say go Buffaloes before they came to Michigan State. I remember that.
Right. Either way, we can get
I tell
into
you
that.
what, they got a little bit more money down there in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
Either way, it's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks. Michigan, I say you can't overlook anybody, but I mean, there's zero possible chance I think they lose to Northwestern. I mean, this is going to be a 7-0 Michigan, 7-0 Michigan State. It's going to be a fun couple of weeks around here, I think.
No, it is. You never want to overlook anybody. Like it. Northwestern's having a down year. You understand that this isn't the Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald that they've been typically in the past. 10-win team. They won the West last year, so hasn't been that same team. But you can't overlook them. On any given Saturday, any given Sunday, you go in there, you get an injury. You get a couple turnovers. Somebody's not on. They're not playing well. You get some blunders in the special teams. You can lose. But Michigan's playing really good football. They're winning all the ways that they need to win. Defensive line is playing really good. Running backs refigured it out against Nebraska. I think that was huge for Haskins and Corm, especially Corm. He had been kind of cold over the past couple games. And Kate McNamara, they found the tight end a little bit in those games. They got some of those over routes that you're used to seeing them run from back in the day with Jake Butt and Eubanks. They were Eubanks and Jake Butt. They ran some of those. He made plays when he had to. So, Michigan's playing well. I think they handle Northwestern, attack and approach the game ahead. And then after that, we can worry about October 30th, man. It's going to be a good game. Those games always are.
Here's where I'll give Indiana a little bit of credit here as a football team. They lost to number 2 Iowa. They lost to number 2 Cincinnati. They lost to number 4 Penn State and number 10 Michigan State. 4 of their losses came against top 10 teams. That's where I'll give Indiana a little bit of credit.
They were supposed to be one of the favorites in the Big Ten this year.
They don't even
Penix is hurt. He didn't play.
They got a backup quarterback now.
No. They're better than their record.
Quickly on Ed Orgeron. As I alluded to, Mel Tucker, whatever. I'm kind of having some fun with my Spartan friends. Self-admittedly, I'm having some fun with Spartan fans. Where is LSU as a job? Why Ed Orgeron is leaving? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, here's a guy that won the national title 2 years ago, and it's like, what have you done for me lately? See you, buddy.
Amazing.
Isn't that how they work down there?
That's interesting. You look at the last 5 seasons, Ed Orgeron is 43-15. With the national championship in which he went 15-0 and broke every offensive record the NCAA stat book has. But he did it with Joe Brady. He brought Joe Brady in 2019. Joe Brady helped Joe Burrow become Joe Burrow, and then Joe Brady took off and went to Carolina. He only came in as the passing game coach. That was BS. He came in and called the offense. It wasn't Ensminger, who played at LSU at the same time as Ed Orgeron. Look, Ed's tired. Ed has been there for 6 years now, 7 years actually. He's been there. He's won a national championship. He's older. He's 63. Ed wants to sit on the porch, drink lemonade, and relax.
What's a better job to you guys, LSU or USC?
Oh, USC.
You think so?
Hands down.
Is it?
Yes. USC?
I don't.
With all that history? Of course, they're not
history,
an SEC team.
But that, you talk about the facilities out there. Now they're not. The facilities are less
not
than.
Up to par.
They're not up to par. Now that the Rams are there, they're not the big team in Los Angeles anymore.
It's not even close. It's the LSU job.
Wow.
LSU is a better job than USC because LSU has way more money than USC
That's
does.
where I was getting at.
They put all their money, they put all the chips on the table. They ingratiate you to the culture. They teach you about the Bayou. They teach you about GEAU or X. I messed that up. GEAUX. Go Tigers. They teach you about that culture. It's a good job. It's an easy place to recruit because everybody wants to go to LSU anyway. If you look at the NFL draft, all the players in the majority of the first round, second round, they come from Alabama and LSU. Every year LSU is in the top 5 of recruiting. It's an easy place to get recruits. It's an easy place to somehow be in the playoff picture at the end of every year if you do things the right way. I think it's a better job than USC.
That's because USC and the Pac-10 or 12, whatever the hell they are now, let everyone off the hook. I mean, they have been cellar dwellers for how many years now?
They got a new coach every 2 years.
What a sin that they've let the USC program to become what it is today, because it's as good a program as Michigan, Notre Dame, any of those big-name schools. At one point, USC was the place to go, and I think it will be again. They need the right guys this time.
Technically, statistic-wise, and my Michigan fans, please don't jump me like you always do. USC is better than Michigan if stat-wise. They got more national championships, more Heisman Trophy winners. They're more relevant. They won more, and more recent national championships too. And more draft picks. So if you look at that, statistically,
I'd let Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart run the damn program if I was USC right now.
Well,
bring them over there and let them do some hiring.
It's not bad.
And you kind of need some young guys these days, don't you? A little bit.
You do.
I mean, to get in there. I'm trying to if you look at the college football playoff, okay, outside of Oregon, well, I mean, I guess if you look at you could say the same case about Ohio State, but not too many. Pac-12 has made it twice.
It's all Oregon.
Oregon and Washington made it one year.
Oregon made it. Washington made it. I think
that
Oregon
was
made it
it.
again.
Can you imagine if USC is in a playoff?
I take that back. Oregon won a national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a national championship against Cam Newton, but that was before the playoff.
So, but if you think about the playoff dating back to 2014, 2015, Oregon and Washington are the only two teams to make the playoff.
And they won a Heisman Trophy with Mariota.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Don't you think USC in the 4-team playoff, or it should be 8 teams, obviously, wouldn't that make it so much better? They got to get good. They got to get good quick.
But we say that about Miami too, right? I mean, you look at Miami or any. I mean, Nebraska. I mean, come on, Nebraska. Growing up, Nebraska was like, freaking.
But they're not USC.
Be all end all. Maybe not USC, but.
The last major schools that haven't made the playoff, like the original powerhouses, USC, Texas, Michigan, and it's one more. USC, Texas, Michigan is another one. Haven't got in. Like it's a shame. Like USC isn't getting those type of recruits.
Penn State?
No, it's not Penn State. No, it's like a big school. Like whatever. But you know what it is about Miami?
Florida?
If was it Florida? Maybe that's actually a good one. I think it might be Florida. When you look at Miami, you know what one of the issues is when they had Larry Coker and they had Butch Davis and they were really on the roll. Like when Miami was the best thing smoking. To this day, I think the best team I've ever seen is that 2001 Miami team with all those first-round draft picks, Ed Reed being one of them. Like they were getting everybody from Florida, especially Miami. They were getting Pahokee, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm. They were getting all that talent to come to Miami. They weren't even leaving their backyard to get the talent. Now you know where that talent is going? They're going to Florida. They're going to Alabama. Ohio State is plucking a lot of those Florida guys. I mean, those Miami guys, those West Palm Beach guys. They're losing a lot of their backyard talent.
Who's the first guy that comes to mind when you think of an opening for these jobs, LSU and USC? Regardless where they go, who's the first name that...
Luke Fickell.
Luke Fickell? That's a good name.
Nick Saban?
I was thinking Urban Meyer.
Huh?
Urban Meyer, that LSU job. I mean, that just... Can you imagine Urban Meyer back in the SEC going up against Florida, his former team where he won a national championship, and then
he'd be like
facing off against Nick Saban?
He'd be like actually, Nick Saban did the same thing. LSU and then went to Alabama. I tell you what, LSU don't care anything about that that lap dance you got.
Dude, if you're Luke Fickell, why would you leave Cincinnati? I mean, seriously, it's a big-time market.
No.
Well, I'm talking. It's
they're in that American conference.
No,
this is why you
I'm
leave.
saying where you leave. You got no pressure there.
Yeah, but you're also not making money. Like, one, he's not making the type of money that he would be making at USC and LSU. Two, if you have a season like you're having now at LSU or USC or whatever other insert Power 5 school here, you don't have to work. You control your destiny. You can go 12-0 at Cincinnati and not make the playoff.
And that is, you
don't control your own destiny.
But that's the point a little bit too. I mean, if Luke Fickell took that Cincinnati team and had to play LSU's schedule, they're a 4-loss football team. I mean, you're doing just fine over there at Cincinnati. I don't believe in Luke Fickell is what I'm saying.
You don't really know that Cincinnati is as bad as you think they are.
I don't believe in Cincinnati.
Because we're not going to know.
Yeah.
We're not going to know because
I
they're
don't
beating
believe
Temple.
in Luke Fickell.
Yeah,
okay.
all you have to do.
He looks like a good coach to me.
No, he's a really good coach, but in terms of we don't know if they're going to be Alabama or Georgia, just look at the teams that they're playing and look at those scores. Like, some of those wins they have are like, they're just like borderline wins against the Conference USA or whatever that conference is. If you're going to be if you're going to be Cincinnati, you got to be winning every game by 50 for me to look at you and say, you know what, they might have a chance against a Ohio State or not a Georgia or Alabama or a Michigan. But if you're winning games by 10, 11, 12, okay, here's a 30-point win, 10, nah.
Guys, want to jump back into some Detroit Lions talk next. Dan Campbell had some interesting comments at his media session earlier today. We'll get that for you next. Ermanni and Edwards.
We're sports, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Papa Romano's has a new pizza that is pleased to meet you. Introducing the Pizza Pizza. Pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, bacon, and topped with a blend of cheeses. There it is, Art. There it is, Art. Bacon topped with a blend of fresh cheeses. Doesn't that just sound good? It's Monday Night Football tonight. You got the Titans and the Bills. You get you a $16.99 large pizza. Sounds good. If you want this to be you, go to PapaRomano's.com right now. Get your pizza.
I do. There's a couple of things, and it's I would say all of the above. I don't want to get too far into where that'll go as far as the roster, but we're looking at that. I think we're going to shake some things up here a little bit, and then as it pertains to practice, there's a couple of things that I have in my head as to which way I want to go with it, but I do want to change it up and see if I can get us into some type of there again, more of a rhythm or tempo early, just to get us going offensively and defensively. I mean, I said this yesterday, but this is what we wanted to come in this game and really come out of the gates, and we did not do that. We went the opposite way, and so I think there's some things in practice we have to do to at least see if we can supercharge ourselves somewhat.
And let me start this by saying I have been on bad teams. When I was in Cleveland, I saw my fair share of bad teams. Never 0-6, but I've been on bad teams. And people think when you're 0-6, and I want to take some time to show some love to the Detroit Lions, kind of, sort of, maybe. People think when you lose, like you practice to lose that week. People think you went out there and said, we're going to lose. We're practicing to lose. That's why we lost. Detroit Lions in Allen Park right now, they're not practicing to lose. They didn't go out there last week and practice. Dan Campbell said he didn't prepare them. But I guarantee you, those guys are still giving effort. Those guys came to work. Those guys came with the mentality that we want to win. And they are undermanned. Those guys aren't practicing to lose. They are putting in the time, the work, and the effort. I've been there. I get it. I like what he said in terms of we're shaking things up. Good. You're 0-6. You're better. You don't have a choice. You can shake some things up. And putting Jared Goff on the bench after the Rams game could be one of them. But I like that he said we're shaking things up because he's keeping his players on their toes.
I just want to know this. Jared Goff won 6 playoff games, and he went to a Super Bowl. Had him in the game. How does he come here? And I know he had a bad year last year. I watched a lot of his games last year, and Troy Aikman was very critical of him watching the games. And he's like, I just don't – he didn't want to say bad things about him, but you can just say, I just don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's thinking. What happened to that guy? And I know McVay gave up on him, kind of. Not gave up on him, but
he did. He
gave up on him, but he had a better guy waiting in the wings than Matthew Stafford.
Not in that playoff game.
Well, he did give up on him, and he wanted to start that journeyman last year in the playoff game instead of Goff. Goff came in, and he did pretty well. I just don't know what happened to the kid.
Maz, you know what happened to him is this. When they went to the Super Bowl, the year before they went to the Super Bowl, and then when they went to the Super Bowl, and then the next year, they had the best running back in the NFL. When you have Todd Gurley getting 1,600 yards and 22 touchdowns, and then you have C.J. Henderson, who eventually replaced Todd Gurley. That's why Todd Gurley left and went to Atlanta. When you got that on your team, and you have Robert Woods, and you have Cooper Kupp, and you have Brandon Cooks at one point, and you had Sammy Watkins at one point, and you have one of the best left tackles in football in Andrew Wentworth, and you have Aaron Donald, and you have Ndamukong Suh, and you have Jalen Ramsey, and you have Marcus Peters. He had so much talent. It's not that Goff was winning those games. It's not that Goff got them to the Super Bowl. He won those 6 playoff games. They had an army of great talent.
Yeah,
he's just managing.
And defensively as well, too, Braylon. I mean, look, if you're Matthew Stafford, go back to when Stafford played for the Lions. I mean, that guy thought he had to score every possession because if he didn't, he knew the defense was going to give up some sort of a score, whether it was touchdown or field goal, most likely a touchdown. Goff, the same way. I mean, not so much. I mean, the defense is actually playing pretty decent here. But, if Matthew Stafford doesn't score a touchdown on any particular series for the Los Angeles Rams, who's going to bail him out and get the ball back to him? Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey in the Rams defense. So you're kind of playing a little bit like less more relaxed because you don't have to score every single time you have the football. You don't have to get a touchdown because your defense, if you punted the football with the Detroit Lions, you might as well just given the other team 7 points. Punting is not a bad play now for the Rams. You don't have to force yourself. You don't got to make mistakes because the defense is good enough to get you the ball right back and continue to play. I think when you play with that amount of pressure that's reduced, you play a little bit better.
Yeah. How about his confidence? When you lose confidence as a player, Braylon, and it happens to everybody.
Yeah, it happened to me in Cleveland my 4th year.
Look at Freddie Freeman in Atlanta for the Braves. One of the greatest hitters in baseball.
7 straight strikeouts.
Look at Yelich.
Struck out 7 straight. Yeah, Yelich.
Look at Yelich.
I'm talking about right now. 7 straight strikeouts till he flied out to left last night. He's completely lost. How do you get it back? Can you get it back if you're Jared Goff?
See, the problem is you have to have people around you that believe in you. See, it's one, you got to have people that believe in you. One, you got to have people that tell you straight. Like, getting your confidence back isn't just about somebody putting their arm around you and say, hey, man, it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. You got this. You can do this. Sometimes you need somebody to tell you, man, you're playing like crap. You're playing like crap. What's the issue? But the harder part of it for Jared Goff, Ryan, it's not only that you need that. When you're consistently losing, your team is bad, you're consistently losing, and you don't have confidence. If you lose your confidence and you can win some games and your team can bail you out and you can start to see the change and then somebody can get you straight and help you out, it's easier to get your confidence back. It's easier to get back to a level where you trust yourself and you know yourself. But when you're losing every game and now you're getting booed and now you don't trust yourself, it's tough to get that confidence. And I know Mark Brunell well, man. He's a great guy. He's a great quarterback coach. But he's kind of got his work cut out for him, man, with Jared Goff 0-6 and getting booed.
So we heard more from Dan Campbell today. We have another cut. Easy, we do. Let's play this one.
He's talking today.
Yeah, look, I think you last night it takes a minute just to step away from it and, and just calm down. Don't let your emotions play into it as you grade the tape. It takes me a minute and then look at it with open eyes and somewhat of a clean slate and take it for what it is and not let your emotions overcome you. And so that's what I did. And look, you always got to find the positives in there, and you take that and you build from those. And I know this, we still go back to, and this is on me, but I go back to the fact it's like, okay, well, we're not doing this well, we're not doing this well. Well, all of that is irrelevant until we're able to clean up MAs and penalties that just shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't have a leg to stand on until we clean those up. Then let's figure out where we're at. Maybe now we're 2nd 3 instead of 2nd 17, which puts us in a better 3rd down. So, you just, there again, you take the things you're doing well and you build on them, and you find ways to do things you're not doing so well, obviously much better. So that's what I'm charged with.
If you're listening right now, that's Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions, talking about what he needs to do and what the team needs to do to refocus. You know what? And he's right. Sometimes you have to step away from a situation. I remember, and I always bring up Cleveland because, we were losing. But actually, I even got a better one. I remember when I was with Seattle, and we had a stretch where we lost a couple games that we shouldn't have lost. And obviously, we weren't 0-6. But you know what Pete Carroll did? Pete Carroll, he saw that we were struggling, as players, coaches, the media kind of was getting on the Seattle, and this is before the year before we went to the Super Bowl, or they went to the Super Bowl. I wasn't there. He gave us a day off. Like in football, in NFL, it's called Victory Monday. And obviously it wouldn't be a Victory Monday because they didn't win. But you get a Victory Monday sometimes where coaches say, hey, good win. You strung together a couple wins. So Monday is a day in which you just come in, you watch the game tape, you watch the film, you get a lift in, you talk to the media, you have a walkthrough, and you address the mistakes that you made. But if you win, they'll give you that Monday off, and then you already have Tuesday off as well. Today wouldn't have been a bad day for a Victory Monday for them. And obviously, again, they didn't win. But sometimes you just need a fresh start, man. Like if Dan Campbell would have said, hey, you know what, guys, after the game on Sunday,
great point.
We'll just give you tomorrow off, because he knows they're struggling. Like we've been beating the Lions up. The media has been beating the Lions up. They've been beating themselves up. Teams have been obviously beating them up. If he would have said, hey, you know what, guys, take tomorrow off, take Tuesday off. I see you guys on Wednesday. If you're hurt, make sure you report to the training room, get some treatment, but take it off, enjoy some time with your family and time with your teammate. That would have been a really good time for them to just relax and say, you know what, coach has got our back. That was really cool. Let me take this time to not have to see Allen Park and Rotunda Drive. I don't want to have to look at that. I don't want to look at the Honolulu Blue and Silver right now. I want to go binge watch Squid Games. I want to go bowling. I want to take my son to the park. That would have been something cool for them to do, and maybe it'll happen again next week.
What do you think they're going through right now? Because now they've lost 6 in a row. Let's face it, there's nothing else that we, media, fans,
can say.
We can say. We got nothing else to say. We got nothing else to ask them. You want to ask these guys that come on a show and they don't want to come on a show.
No.
There's nothing to talk about. What do you think they're going through now, thinking, now we got to go to L.A. and play the quarterback.
Get our brains beat.
We have to play the quarterback now. That was our franchise for the past 10 years, 12 years.
And now he's an MVP candidate right now.
That's got to be. This has got to be worse than ever right now.
It's deflating for a fan, too, because usually as a fan, when you go through these types of seasons, you can call for the coach to be fired. You can call for the general manager to be fired. Yeah. You can want this player to be benched.
Or cut.
There's nothing to do.
Nah.
There's no head to roll. There's nobody to call for.
Yeah.
Goff's not getting benched. If he does, I'd be shocked. The coach isn't going anywhere. The general manager isn't going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. This is the definition of NFL purgatory. You're stuck in mud, and there's nothing you can do about it other than A, watch with no emotion, or B, not watch. And we all know that most likely isn't an option. You can watch without any emotion, I guess.
We're going to watch and we're going to curse.
You know, I mean, it's just, now it becomes laughable, right? I mean, it truly becomes laughable. You're like, whatever, dude. If you wake me up when you win, you want to cry. You want to be happy, be happy. But, like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this up and down anymore. I got to get a break in, guys. Can we continue on?
Hey, Art. At least marijuana is recreational in Michigan. Maybe they should turn that way.
Amen. Oh, man. Let me know. Ermanni and Edwards.
Cool Sports Network, the bottom line.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. The Pizza Pizza is a sizzling deal and fully loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, and bacon. Get a large Pizza Pizza for $16.99 at paparomanos.com.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Monday Night Football game tonight, gang. It is the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons quite like the Buffalo Bills.
35 points in 5 straight games.
On the road at Tennessee tonight. By the way, last year the Titans did beat the Bills 42-16 in Tennessee. So they gave them a whooping last year.
It's in Music City again tonight.
And who came to play that day? A man by the name of Derrick Henry.
I can't. This is a good game tonight. I'm really looking forward to this game.
This is what I think about this game. Okay, Derrick Henry tends to play well against the Buffalo Bills. It's a Monday night game. Mm-hmm. It is cold today. It will be colder in Nashville at night. Derrick Henry is a guy that you don't want to tackle when it's cold outside. Like, look. The Titans have been playing decent football, not great. They could use this game because here's what a win against Buffalo does for the Tennessee Titans. They're leading their division, yes, but they're not up there with the higher ups in the AFC so far this season. If they beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills Mafia, they immediately jump up a couple pegs in the AFC. That's a great win. Derrick Henry is going to come to play. He's proven it. Also, Josh Allen, everybody's been telling Buffalo how good they are. Oh, you guys are the best team, offense and defense. Josh Allen, you're the best quarterback in the league. You think some of that is going to their head? I think I want to make sure I'm thinking this right. I think Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans tonight. I think it's going to be an ugly game for Buffalo. I'm not saying they'll get blown out, but I think it'll be an ugly game for Buffalo that they start off ugly and never really get their foot off out the blocks.
You know, this game is being looked at as kind of that redemption tour for the Buffalo Bills. Last week they went to Kansas City and blew out the Chiefs 38-20. Last year they were embarrassed at Tennessee, and that was a game that was rescheduled due to COVID, the COVID protocols for the Tennessee Titans, and that was the game your boy Derrick Henry kind of threw Josh Norman away from him.
That was bad.
If this is kind of that get-back game for the Buffalo Bills, it'll be interesting to see. I just like watching the Buffalo Bills play football. I think their quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks that, let's put it like this. I enjoy watching Josh Allen just as much, if not any quarterback in the National Football League right now.
And he's sneaky.
That's
athletic.
how much I enjoy watching him play. They play a fun style of football. They don't care, man. They throw the ball down the field. They just beat you anyway. Yeah. I love the Buffalo Bills,
and it's not boring. It's not like it's not like with Buffalo. You're saying, they just don't care and they beat you anyway. No. These boys can play.
Yep.
They're fun. Josh Allen gets the ball down the field. Stephon Diggs is really good. Now they have Emmanuel Sanders, who's playing extremely well for them. Their defense hits you. Their defense is physical. This is a fun team to watch. I agree with you, Ryan.
The Bills Mafia travels well.
Oh, and they're crazy.
I sent Easy something from the Buffalo traveling on a jet. They took the whole damn jet up. Look, check this out. On their way to Tennessee. They are.
Can't wait to see this picture, man.
There's something. I wish this game was in Western New York. I really do, because I love the backstories with these people. I mean, jumping on the tables. I mean, they're nuts.
Stadium.
They lit a table on fire this year, and a guy jumped on the table
and halfway broke.
They're unbelievable. This is
why
Buffalo.
Don't you become, why
Buffalo,
wouldn't you
New
be
York?
a Buffalo fan over the other? I mean,
I can't.
They're the only team that's really in New York.
Screw the Jets.
I'm just never was a Bills fan.
How far is Buffalo from
New
like,
York
where you
City?
grew up?
Like 2 hours, 3 hours.
That's it?
Yeah. Couple hours.
I'd be jumping ship real quick.
A few
I'm the
hours.
biggest Buffalo fan ever.
It's upstate New York. It's in Western New York. It's closer to Niagara Falls than obviously it's closer to New York City.
It'd take from here.
They're not really a New York team. They're not.
Whose team are they? Would you consider Toronto?
Yeah, I would say Canada, Buffalo.
The Niagara Falls Bills.
Canada and Buffalo, Toronto. There was talk that they were going to go to Toronto and play there. I mean, I don't know why there's not a team in Toronto.
Maz, give me a thought on tonight's game.
I like the Titans to keep this one close, but 35 points, 5 games in a row, and they put up 42 against Buffalo last year. You're telling me? I think Buffalo gets redemption tonight. I'm changing my mind. I think Buffalo wins, but they win close.
Tannehill's a sneaky quarterback. Tannehill can run. Tannehill will surprise you and have 452 yards passing like he did in Game 2 this year of the NFL season. Sneaky guy, sneaky team, and I think you finally see A.J. Brown and one of those wide receivers make a play.
Yeah, and we'll just have to wait and see. This is a good game on the schedule tonight, guys. We're really looking forward to it. Yeah.
And here's that cut. This is the Buffalo fans on their way to Nashville. Check this out.
Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! The Bills
The
made
whole
me want
place. Look at that. They got to every seat.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a little cringy. That was a little cringy.
I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I thought I was gonna see Buffalo Mafia. I thought they were gonna be partying in the house and doing some crazy stuff,
staying in their
drinking
seats.
beer,
You know
some
what?
chicks flashing. I thought that's what I was gonna see. They look like classy citizens. I don't recognize them.
The first thing I thought of when I saw that video, how great would it be to have a good football team?
Wow.
Tennessee.
Seriously, to the point where you're chartering planes.
We couldn't fill a small bus up right now.
You're chartering planes as a fan base to go to the Monday Night Football game because you know your team is going to go whoop some. Know what?
Hey, Easy, you going to L.A. this weekend? You were going, right? Put Easy's mic on, please.
I was. I don't know about now.
It's expensive.
I thought you were going.
It's expensive out there.
Expensive.
I was going, but do I really want to go and see our asses get whooped? And then
I
the
thought you
LA
already
fans
bought the
fight.
tickets.
There's always videos of them jumping people and shit. It's kind of sketchy.
We're on the radio now. We certainly apologize for that language if you're driving along.
Hey,
want to make sure that
Easy.
we have said sorry.
Easy, you made a smart decision by not going to that game. Let me tell you why. In flights alone, you have paid no less than $750, just in flights. Then you got to get a hotel room. That's another $1,000. Well, let me not do that high. I'll drop it down. That's $450. So right now you're at $1,200. Oh, by the way, you got to get tickets to the game. Tickets to the game and SoFi. Oh, they ain't cheap. They got to pay for that $5 billion stadium. Tickets to the game, where you right there, was that $275, $400? You're gonna almost potentially, and then not to mention you got to feed yourself. You're going to have some drinks. You have some fun.
All to watch your favorite team lose.
All to watch the Lions get their head beat in. You just saved yourself $2,000. Smart move, my friend.
I'm just looking at flights now from Detroit to LAX this week. So, 8:38, 9:18, 8:38, not bad. Round trip to
it's only
LAX.
a few days prior. I mean,
Well, still, you get $1,500 to go to Florida right now.
8:38. Easy don't make your salary.
Hey, man.
Easy don't make your salary.
Well, I'm not buying them any tickets. Look.
We got the tickets.
Yeah.
all I know is he was so excited at the beginning of the year. I'm going to L.A. I already bought my ticket.
He just said he's got
He's
the
got
ticket.
the game ticket. The game tickets are the cheapest thing you'll pay for there.
Definitely.
Hey, guys, got to get a break. Bottom line videos of the day next. This is Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
All right, welcome back. Final segment of the program. 93.5 The Roar, 99.1, 94.7 HD2 FM. If you want to check us out on the radio, we air from 6 to 8:30 p.m. on those stations. Of course, live from 2 to 4 here on Woodward Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, anywhere podcasts are found after that. Also, we have an app that you can listen live from the hours of 2 to 4, and actually 8 to 10 morning show, 11 to 1, Big D Energy. So there you go. Maz, bottom line videos
We
of
out
the
here
day.
doing things.
Yes, we are. And this one's not going to be good for my guys up at the desk. 6 years ago, I hate to bring it up to you, this past weekend.
It's all good.
It's all right.
State.
You guys are good. Let's bring up our man, Sean McDonough, with the call. Jalen Watts Jackson.
How many times are we going to show this video this year?
It's the anniversary.
Jesus.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
Says it all.
Remarkable.
Is that unbelievable?
You know, the call, like, I don't even have, it doesn't affect me anymore, actually. Like,
right.
It doesn't.
I appreciate the call so much.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't affect. Like, I don't care about the snap anymore. It's part of lore. It happened. It is what it is. But that call is so. Oh, yes.
You know why it still bothers me? It bothers me that dumb look on Harbaugh's face. You can see the look on his face, and he is legitimately like,
shocked.
I effed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I cannot believe I did that to my ball club. That's why I hate watching that clip. It was like, get that dumb look off your face. You knew better.
MSU was unbeaten at that time. Michigan, what? They had one loss at that time?
One loss. And we lost the first game of the season, I think, to Utah or San Diego State or Utah.
But that was the backbreaker. I've been telling you.
Utah.
I've been telling
should
you.
have won that game. It was 2 overthrows by Jake Rudolph. Omari Darboh was wide open.
Anyway, that was 6 years ago, guys. Let's go make you in a little bit of a better mood. If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, you wouldn't be in a good mood, though. This is our old good friend, God rest his soul, Dennis Green. Denny Green, 15 years ago, letting the Bears off the hook.
4 picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? We shut them down that way?
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in a preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach.
I gotta tell you,
Thanks,
I gotta
Coach.
tell you, like, of all the rants that we have heard from managers, coaches in professional sports, players, whatever, that is the one I like the least.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Why is that?
Because I don't understand what it means. Like, they are who we thought they were. Like, you just blew a game.
Right.
You blew the game. I remember watching
5 straight.
I remember watching.
Was it a Monday night game?
Yeah, I remember watching that night. And they blew the game. And I never, what does that mean? They are who we thought they were, and that's why we took the field. Like, did you consider not taking the field that night? Like, I just didn't understand. I didn't understand it.
I think he's more so saying that everybody was saying how good the Chicago Bears were, that the Arizona Cardinals didn't have a chance, they shouldn't have been in the game, and they could have won.
Right.
They had a chance to win. So I think maybe his emotions got a little high, and he was trying to deliver a message like that, and it just didn't come out that way. My favorite rant is Mike Singletary, by the way. when he's talking about Vernon Davis.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Cannot win with him.
He said, what do you think about Vernon Davis? Can't win with him. Can't win without him. I don't know what to do.
Cannot win with him. Cannot coach that.
That's the best.
You know what? I really thought he was going to be a great coach.
Singletary?
Yeah.
Nah, I knew he wasn't going to be a great coach because he's crazy. Like Mike Singletary, you see him in the 85 Bears 30 for 30. You see
those eyes,
his intensity of, and what he is. It's similar to Mark Jackson being the basketball coach out there at Golden State. Now, he changed the culture for Golden State. But you can't talk to players like this new type of player, these new younger players. You can't talk to them like it's the 80s and the 90s. You hurt their feelings too aggressive. They're not going for that. I knew Mike Singletary wasn't going to be a good coach because you got Vernon Davis, the number 5 pick overall for the 49ers, I want to say in 06 or 07. Like, he's a sensitive kid. I know him well. Sensitive guy, sensitive kid. You can't yell at Vernon Davis. You can't yell at Stephen Curry, these new kids. Well, us,
you think of Mark Jackson. He never got another job anywhere either.
No,
you know,
and he's the top analyst in the NBA.
You know who didn't
Change
like
that
him?
culture.
I love him.
Lindsey didn't like him. Lindsey Hunter.
Yeah.
He never had anything nice to say.
I
about
loved Action
Mark
Jackson. To me, he should have been the New York Knicks coach.
Yeah.
St. John's boy, New Yorker, and he never got the Knicks job, which I can never understand.
Yeah.
I guess his way, like Braylon is saying, is old school. I don't know what to say. I just thought he was a great basketball mind. And he had a big heart. That was the way I look at it.
You got one more for me?
I got a couple more for you.
Okay.
16 years ago, Braylon's going to remember this one. This is Notre Dame and USC.
16 years ago?
Is this the infamous Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush push-in?
This is the Bush push.
The Bush push.
Let's take you back 16 years ago.
Rolling to his left. He's going to tuck it under. He is stopped short.
And it's Tom Hammond on the call.
Oh, very good. Underrated Tom Hammond. Used to love Tom Hammond.
You talking about taking it like Matt Leinart to me was like Ken Dorsey. Like they were average quarterbacks, but they had the best talent money could buy.
Charlie Weiss.
See, Charlie Weiss thinks they won. Here we go.
That was almost like an Elway, John Elway helicopter
in
in the end zone.
You know, as I watch it now, I want to see the other angle because as I watch it now, I'm like, I don't think Reggie had to push Matt. I think he would have got in regardless. I mean, it was quick thinking by him. Let me see. Oh no, he needed to push him because he was about to go down at the 2.
The Bush push.
Yeah,
it's great.
That was a heck of a game. Tom Zibikowski became a boxer. How about that?
Look at that. I got time for one more.
This is from WDIV.
He jumped right into it.
You ready for this? WDIV. I know you don't have you don't have a lot of patience.
I love Victor Williams.
Victor Williams is a reporter for WDIV. They're talking about.
I love Channel 4.
They're talking about a skateboard park.
Not more than I love Channel 2.
I want you guys to check this guy out. I've never seen a reporter do what Victor Williams is going to do here. Check this cool cat out.
And so Mr. Premium is going to be out
Let's
here
hear it,
every
Easy.
single Monday and Wednesday, skateboarding with everyone and trying his best to basically show them exactly what to do.
Ryan can do that easily.
Okay.
I'll teach you that in a
Skate
day.
Park, they'll be
I got
done
you, Ermanni.
in about the next 10 days.
In a suit.
Victor Williams.
And talking to the camera.
Victor, you are so cool.
He's
so cool.
Yeah, everybody at home's like, that's live, folks.
Look at him go.
And Tony Hawk retweeted that video.
He did.
Yeah.
I would say the only field journalist or whatever the field reporter that's cooler than that is that guy that dances in Charlotte. You know what I'm talking about, Art?
I thought you were going to say Ermanni.
No,
you need to skate.
They kind of look like he doesn't wear glasses. You know what I'm talking about? The guy that dances in Charlotte. He does all the cool dances. He's a weatherman.
Yeah.
He's the only guy cooler than that.
That's pretty darn cool.
No, that's amazing.
Very smooth. Very good.
We got to get Victor on one of these days.
There you go. Give it a shot.
How about you when you went to the with the winter? What was the winter festival called? It's still downtown.
Winter Blast.
The Winter Blast. What did they have you on back in the day?
Oh man, I did it all. I did it all. I did it my way.
What was the video that we always played back on
the zip line?
The zip line. I've got to get you the Ermanni zip line.
I gotta see this.
This was amazing.
Did he fall?
No, it just
my guy did it.
I guess it's undescribable. I'll find it for you.
It sounds like it. You couldn't quite find those words.
He was screaming like a baby.
Yeah, it's undescribable. I love it.
Hey guys, love yous. What a Monday it was. And for all you Lions fans out there that want us to keep all up on the positivity.
Blue sky.
Screw you.
Yes! Yes! This is Ermanni and Elvis, and this is what we do. Mass. Easy. Heck of a job today, buddy.
Great job, guys.
Love you guys, man. This is Woodward Sports Network, The Bottom Line. I'm Braylon, he's Ryan, and we're out of here.
Get it out. Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the